Of the 5 categories of sacrifice, the most fundamental and basic of all of them is the burnt offering. By studying the laws pertaining to the burnt offering, we will learn the principles that apply to all the different types of Levitical sacrifices. As a lot of the procedures are the same, but the English name, burnt offering, doesn't really accurately translate the Hebrew Korban Olah. You see, the word Olah means that which rises. So the Korban Olah could be called the sacrifice that rises. Our English Bibles tend not to translate the word olah, but instead just describe what this offering is. We call it the burnt offering because it is completely burned up. In these offerings, they would put the animal on the altar and leave it alone. They don't take anything back off the altar, so in that sense, it is completely burnt. So we call them burnt offerings, even though the Hebrew here implies an offering which rises. The idea being that the fire on the altar consumed the entire animal. This is why it was called an olah, or that which rises, because the altar fire translated the substance of the sacrifice into heat and smoke, which would rise to heaven as a sweet savor before the Lord. But why would someone bring a burnt offering? The worshiper who brought an animal as an olah offering completely surrendered it to God. The ancient Israelite had nothing to gain by offering an olah. It was not brought to compensate for sin or guilt, and unlike some of the other sacrifices, the olah did not benefit the worshiper in any way. He retained no meat from the offering, he didn't get any ritual purification or expiation, he got nothing. He completely gave it over to God. And this is the primary takeaway from the Korban Olah, that the burnt offering symbolizes a complete and total surrender to the Lord. It stands in the stead of its owner as a token of complete, selfless devotion of one's entire essence. The burnt offering shows a reckless abandonment to God. This is the embodiment of the person who is completely surrendered, totally sold out to the Lord, who looks for nothing in return. In this regard, the burnt offering represents the righteous person who completely surrenders his will and essence to God. This is definitely what Paul is referring to in Romans 12, when speaking to Gentiles who were not bringing literal sacrifices to the temple and telling them to present their bodies as living sacrifices, holy and acceptable to God.